Now, in case of the excretory organ, they are very important in order to maintain the constant internal environment of the body. So, maintenance of the constant internal environment of body is known as homeostasis. So, for the homeostasis, it require osmoregulation. So, what is osmoregulation? Osmoregulation is regulation of water and salt balance in the body. So the process of controlling the solute concentration and water balance is known as osmoregulation. So it is rightly said that composition of blood is determined not by what mouth ingest but by what excretory organ retain. So many marine birds such as albatross spend their life on the sea. That means water they drink is salty. So how they are going to maintain their osmotic balance? So here you can see that in the diagram, they have special gland called as salt gland near their nostrils. Now these glands, they are capable of secreting the salt by active transport. So these salt gland are going to remove the excess of salt, and that salt can be transferred via nostrils. You can see they are having the duct over here, and these ducts are going to open at the base of the nostrils. Okay, so these animals or these birds, they are going to remove the salt, okay, through their nostrils, and that is how they can manage the osmotic balance in the body. Many marine organisms like sea turtle and marine iguanas, even they have the salt excretory gland, so that they can remove the excess of salt from their body and they can maintain the osmotic balance. So animals can be either isoosmotic to their surrounding or control the internal environment dependent of external environment. So the animal can be either osmoconformers or the animal can be osmoregulator. So what is osmoconformers? Osmoconformers, they always the isoosmotic fluid which is similar to their surrounding. Whereas osmoregulators, they are going to regulate their body internal environment irrespective of the external environment. So marine organisms are osmoconformers because their body fluid and external environment are isoosmotic in nature, whereas freshwater forms and terrestrial organisms are osmoregulator. So you just refer to the diagram over here. You can see there is a difference between osmoregulation in marine fish as well as osmoregulation in case of the freshwater fish. Now the marine fish always ingest a large quantity of water, and that water is salty. Okay, so you can see in the diagram there is gain of the water and the salt from the food, as well as the water is ingested by the marine fish. So what happens, the concentration of the salt inside the body is going to increase. So the excess of salt can be lost from the gills. Even they have the specialized gland, okay, so that is going to remove that excess of salt. And even the formation of urine is very less. Okay, so excretion of the salt ion and small amount of water can be there in the scanty urine from the kidney. Okay, as well as you can see over here, excretion and salt ion from the gills, even osmotic water lost through the gills and other parts of the body surface, and they can regulate the water and salt concentration inside the body. In case of the freshwater fish, they get very less amount of salt in the water. Okay, so they are going to gain the water and some iron from the food. So these can be, so they have the gills. These gills will take uh, the salt ion and the gills from the water. Even they have the you can see the excretion of the salt ion and large amount of water in the dilute urine from the kidney, and osmotic water gained through the gills and other parts of the body surface. So freshwater fish try to retain the salt, okay, so that they can maintain the osmotic balance. They can maintain the osmotic concentration similar to surrounding. Whereas the marine fish, they try to lose the salt. Okay, excess of salt should not be accumulated in the body. Okay, so this is all about osmoconformers and osmoregulators. Hmm? So there are certain organisms which can tolerate a narrow range of salt concentration. There are certain organisms which cannot tolerate the narrow range of salt concentration. Okay, so the organism which can tolerate very narrow range of salt concentration are called as stenohaline, whereas those are capable of tolerating the wide range of the salinity is known as euryhaline. So you can see in the diagram the barnacle. Barnacle is a marine crustacean which is found on the rock surface. They are known as euryhaline because they can tolerate the wide range in the salinity. Whereas there is a fish called as goldfish. Goldfish cannot tolerate the change in the salinity, so it is called as stenohaline, or it can tolerate very narrow range of the salinity, so therefore it is known as stenohaline. Okay, so this is all about osmoregulators, osmoconformers, stenohaline and euryhaline. Okay, now coming to the next part, which is called as excretory organ. So there are unicellular organism. They are having the contractile vacuole, which is going to collect and discharge the waste product outside the cell. So example is amoeba. So amoeba has the excretory organ. That excretory organ is known as contractile vacuole, which is going to collect the nitrogenous waste product and then it is thrown out with the help of contractile vacuole. If you observe that contractile vacuole is always surrounded by the mitochondria so that it can push that contractile vacuole toward the plasma membrane, and then that contractile vacuole will empty the content outside the cell. Okay, so that it can also act osmoregulatory as well as excretory in function. There are certain sponges. These sponges are again aquatic. They are going to show the phenomena of ammonotelism. So whatever nitrogenous waste product are there, that is thrown with the help of the body surface by a process called as diffusion. Okay, then the true organ of excretion are found in those animals that show the bilateral symmetry. So most common type is simple or branching tube. Okay, so even you can see over here the Malpighian tubule. Malpighian tubule is found in case of the cockroach, that is again excretory organ. Then green gland or antennary gland, which can be seen in case of the crustacean. Okay, so the true organ of excretion is found in those animal which is going to show the bilateral symmetry, and most common type is either simple or branching tube. Okay, that open out by nephridiopore. So there are two type of nephridia. The one is called as protonephridia. So these are the network of dead end tube. Okay, these are network of dead end tube called as flame cells. So if you observe that these are the tubules of the protonephridia, this is located along the lateral surface of the planaria. So these tubule contain a flame cell. Why it is called as flame cell? Because it look like a flickering of a flame. So therefore it is called as protonephridia. So these flame cells are going to collect the nitrogenous waste product and then it is thrown or it is collected into the common tube, and that tube is going to thrown it outside. Okay, so that is known, that is protonephridia. This protonephridia is found in case of the animal which lack the body cavity, or I can say they are found in case of acoelomate. So it is a characteristic of platyhelminthes. Even in case of rotifers, some annelids and amphioxus, they may show the protonephridia. Then coming to the next, that is called as metanephridia. In case of the metanephridia, these are unbranched coil tubes which that connect the body cavity through the funnel like structure called as nephrostome. So you can see over here, this is a funnel like structure called as nephrostome. That nephrostome is going to collect the nitrogenous waste product or it is going to collect the coelomic fluid. That fluid is going to passing through this branching tubule, where there will be absorption, even there will be a removal of nitrogenous waste takes place. So whatever nitrogenous waste product which is collected, that is thrown out through a opening over here. That opening is called as nephridiopore. Okay, so this is all about excretion and excretory product in different organism. Okay, so most of the members of lower phylum, they are going to show the specialized excretory apparatus or the body surface. For example, phylum Echinodermata do not have the specialized excretory apparatus. Waste material is directly diffuse out. Mammalian kidney are the collection of functional unit called as nephron, which are well designed to extract the metabolic waste and thrown out in the form of urine. So this is all about excretion and excretory product of different organism. So these are certain list of the organism and the phylum along with their nitrogenous waste product around with their mode of excretion. You can see in case of protozoa, protozoa is a phylum which they have the contractile vacuole. Monodelic example is amoeba and paramecium. Porifera, they are having the general body surface as excretory organ. Even Coelenterata, they are having the general body surface. So they are monotelic, both Porifera as well as Coelenterata. Example of the porifera is Cycon, Leucon. Example of the Coelenterata is Hydra. In case of the flatworms, they are having the flame cells. Again, they are monodelic. So Tinea, Fasciola. Tinea is a tapeworm. Fasciola is a liver fluke. Nematodes, they are having the S-shaped excretory organ or renate cell. Again, they are monotelic. Example is Ascaris. There are annelids. Annelids is going to include earthworm. All right. So they are having the nephridial system. They have having the metanephridia. Okay. So they are again a monotelic. Example is Ferretima. Ferretima is a scientific name of the earthworm. Then in case of the arthropoda, there are different classes are there. Class Insecta is going to show the Malpighian tubule, Uricoteli. Example is Periplaneta, that is cockroach. Class Crustacea is going to show the green gland. Already we have seen. It is also known as antennary gland. It is going to remove the uric acid. So Paleomon is a prawn. Then class Arachnida. Arachnida has a coxal gland, Malpighian tubules, hepatopancreas, nephrocyte. So they can be gonotelic as well as uricotelic. So example is spiders and scorpion. Then mollusca, they are having the different organ for the excretion and osmoregulation. So mollusca is going to show the kidney, that is organ of Bojanus, or renal organ, or Caber's organ in case of the pila. Aquatic forms are going to excrete the ammonia. For example, there are pulmonate, which is a sea slug, uh, air breathing sea slug, which are monotelic. Then there are terrestrial form is going to excrete the uric acid, such as Limax, which is a garden snail, okay, which is a uricotelic. Then Echinodermata, they do not have the excretory organ as such, but diffusion can occur across the tube feet and body surface. They are again a monotelic. So example is Cucumaria. Cucumaria is sea cucumber, and Asterias is nothing but sea star. So these are the few example of animal from a different phylum with their excretory organ and the mode of excretion.